What's good, fam? It's the notorious OJ, new into this YouTube universe, metaverse, who knows? Hey, but the most important thing is, I'm here and you're here. Thank you for taking your time to actually tap in with boy. I bet you've been hearing around, yo, what is this Stay Dangerous Bulletproof joint this OJ is talking about? Well, we're gonna get into depth with that. We got so much to talk about. Real estate, credit, if you know what I mean. But the most important thing is, who is OJ? Where does he come from? What is his background? Is he a scammer? We never know. You're just gonna sit here and get the information. Be patient, because at the end of the day, I'm growing just like you. Let me know. First thing first, we're gonna get this out the clear. I ain't no credit god, guru, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'm here to move on to the next level, just like you. This is not only just a podcast to where I'm gonna bring all, more experienced people on the field with me on this podcast, such as my mentor, FICO Father, my other mentor, T.N.D, and so forth. Pop, don't you think I forgot about you too. But the more important thing is, who is OJ? Well, I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur. I started the game really when I was I'd say 12 years old. I was always into the business aspect of things. Why and how? Really, I'd say it's because of my dad. Being an immigrant from Haiti. If he was not at home working not at home, but at work working the 9 to 5, which was at the time he was a cab driver, he would be back in the old country selling something, just to have food on the table for his kids, such as myself. Then, obviously my mother, being a retired hairstylist, I saw the entrepreneur lifestyle growing up at the early age, I didn't understood it at first, but as I got older and older, it was something that I automatically wanted to do. I got into tax preparation, I got into so many other things, real estate, you name it. And I wouldn't say I didn't waste my time there. I just got so much software to the point where I understood how all this works, from the banks, even from the mere government that I currently reside in, the United States. Okay, fast forward to, I'd say, high school. High school, 9th grade, I was the first 9th grader with a car, fully decked out. It was not the best thing. It was an 06 Impala at the time. Insurance was paid, registration was paid. I don't even have to worry about gas. I'm not gonna say I had all the credit to myself. I did have my parents to come through, but I'm not gonna say, oh, it wasn't easy. It was easy to the point where my parents were rich automatically, because that's not the case at all. A lot of the times, majority of the time, I had to figure it out on my own. So, being that I was in 9th grade, I saw all the seniors and everything. They had the nicest cars, all the prettiest girls, you name it, you feel me? By the way, this podcast is 100% unfiltered, bro. Please, I'm just keeping it real for everybody to understand. Not just understand, to overstand and understand where I'm coming from. This is all just a journey for me and you to go ahead and see it for yourself. Because I go on the gram and I see all these gurus talk about how, okay, this and that, there's a play. First of all, there's no such thing as plays. There's no such thing, you feel me? You have to take your time and just sit there and learn it. At first, you're gonna make mistakes. The second time, you're gonna make mistakes, And that's how you're gonna get further ahead. God puts you in a position where, everybody can be ahead of you. You're in a relay race. And God puts you right behind just to see all the mistakes everybody else would make. So that would be in a position of, damn, he made that mistake. That person made all the mistakes and everything. Now I'm learning from them. That's where I currently sit at. I have a lot of people ahead of me right now. And then all the mistakes they've made in the past, I pay attention to them very, very closely. And then from there, I just kept building up and building up. A lot of my friends, you know, even friends in the past and friends now, they see it in me. They be like, yo man, you should start something. You should go ahead and then start your own channel or anything. You feel me? At first, I didn't like it. I was not a big fan of, you know, go ahead, make a channel and then, okay, put my face all in the gram. I wasn't like that at first. But then as I understand that young guys like myself, you feel me, seeking that information to how to get up there. How can I help my family gain generational wealth? Again, I ain't no guru. I ain't perfect. This is a step-by-step phase. You feel me? One by one. We ain't going nowhere. We're here to stay. I'm gonna stay locked in with you. As you know, I am a black man. Hey, it's already difficult in the game itself. You feel me? But we ain't gonna let that stop us. Another thing I wanted to say, just to put it out there, I am Haitian. I don't know if you guys can hear the little accents. Maybe my accent has gone away. But yeah, I am an immigrant. My whole family is an immigrant. So I'd say, back to what I was talking about, so I'd say fast forward to 11th grade, no, to 10th grade. I didn't do so well in school. They actually forced me to graduate early. They were like, yo, you gotta make a choice. Either you graduate early or we just kick you out. And then I knew on the spot, school wasn't for me. I was not gonna be this big scholar that everybody wanted me to be. You hear me? Well, not everybody, my parents wanted to be. They always believed in the traditional degree, get your doctorates and everything. First of all, I ain't had the money just to go pay for a full-fledged college, you know, college tuition. Then, you know, I did play sports around the high school level. Middle school was great, but high school, I wasn't prepared, you know? So that right there fell apart. I didn't know where else to go. And clearly I can't rap. I may seem like I could rap, you know, all these stuff on me, but I guarantee you, I'm not a rapper. I'm just a guy that found a way out and I'm here to share it with you guys 100%, you feel me? Step by step though. So fast forward that, I end up graduating. Well, I was ahead of everybody in my class. And when I came back to that same exact school, everybody looked at me like I was some type of god. They was like, yo bro, like we didn't know this is even we didn't know this was even possible for somebody to come leave the school. He left the school as a 10th grader, then came back half the school year later as an 11th grader, you know, with all majority of my credits being posted ready. So after that, I just kept on going. I just started seeking information word by word. I remember having this one teacher, you know, shout out to that teacher at the time. He actually came up to me about financial literacy. It was not a big thing, you know, and as you know, a lot of people know a lot of these schools ain't what they say you are, you feel me? I went to a lot of programs that taught me more what I've learned in high school and middle school combined, you know? Now I'm starting to see that they're starting to implement certain financial literacy things because they see in the schools that these kids really not learning nothing, you know? They'll come back messed up, you know, going to college. I'm not speaking down to all the people that's in college right now, you feel me? If you're in college right now, bite down, focus up, and actually find something that you want to do. Don't do it for mom and dad. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for self. Do for self. People might say that might be selfish. It's not selfish, bro. Because at the end of the day, if you're not straight, your family can't be straight. You got to position yourself first before you go on everybody else. And I learned that the hard way, you know? So to continue, fast forward that, senior year. Now, I was not the flashiest guy in senior year, but I just kept on diving into information. And that's when I ran into Nipsey Hussle. That's when I ran into so many other people. Robert Kawasaki, all these individuals, shit, even Grant Cardone, you know? And then the main one that stuck out to me the most growing up was Rick Ross. And now people was talking down on him, oh, he was a corrections officer. Look, one thing I want people to understand, everybody has to start somewhere. I don't care if you had it all set up for you. You had to start somewhere. Regardless if your parents had the money, if some relative passed it down to you, you have to start somewhere. And the saying I actually coined myself, and please don't steal it because I know y'all gonna start stealing shit. But before you master the title of boss, you need to master the title of worker. Before you start sitting on the big desk of being the one, the CEO, the guy that's in charge, you know, you have to master the art of wearing the apron. And then that's what I learned a long time ago, you know. I remember coming my first job, 9th grade, as a I think it was some type of employee in Papa John's, bro. And then the freaking boss, it was to the point the lady didn't even need to clock in, bro. She had so much money. She didn't even have to clock in. And everybody was just cool with it at the time. You know, I'm not gonna name her in this podcast. But the most important thing is, I wanted to be in that position. I never understood how she got there. Did I have to work at the same position I had to be for 50 years just to get in her position? No. All I had to know was know the information and know where I wanted to go and know where I wanted to take it. So fast forward past that, went to prom, you know what I'm saying? I went to prom by myself. You feel me? Now we gonna be like, oh, this nigga got a whole sad story. Nah, it's not that. You feel me? The reason why I mentioned prom in this because it taught me that, bro, you don't need the baddest female to be right beside you, bro. Matter of fact, I'm not speaking. Matter of fact, let's clear this out right now. This podcast is not about bashing anybody, bashing no woman, and everything, you know? This whole rhetoric about who brings what to the table is dumb as hell to me. That's my opinion, you know? I know there's gonna be people in the comment section that's gonna ask and everything, yo, OJ, speak more about these relationships. I'm not gonna do that, you know? Because I'm not a perfect guy. I don't know the ins and outs of all the relationships. All I know is that if we're gonna build something together, it's a bipartisan thing. I'm not better than you, you're not better than me, but we both want the best for each other. My bad if I'm stuttering, guys. You know, it's the first time for me. But we don't have it all figured out, you know? We're still kids, you know? We're still son of God. We're still children of the universe. We're gonna talk more about that too. But we don't all got figured out. Even the biggest billionaires are still working on themselves as we speak, you know? My goal is just to be like Bruce Wayne. Not to sound like a kid. I just wanted to be just like the Batman, you feel me? There's a difference between me being, you know, the regular Ozarkiasis, which is my real name, and being, okay, the Notorious OJ. First things first, the Notorious OJ is not just some nickname I just coined and thought about my head. I was OJ for a long, long time. But I take OJ as not only just some shit I just slap on my neck, you feel me, and then start wearing with pride. It's more so a mantle, just like how Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. You feel me? If I want to picture a great successful man, I gotta be OJ. I don't want to be nobody else. Don't compare me to nobody else. You feel me? Yeah, there are great podcasters like Finesse's Only Club. I know you heard of these guys. EYL, $1 million worth of game. Yeah, in similarities. But at the end of the day, I always wanted to be OJ first, you know? Even while I was in middle school, going to high school, even now, I never look at nobody else's pocket. Because once you look, because this is all a marathon. Rest in peace, Nipsey. This is all a marathon. And while you're running, you got to focus on what you're doing. If you're focusing on your opponent while you're running, you might run into something. Or not even that, you start slowing down. That's a known fact. I used to run track back then. The track coach used to always tell me, make sure you're looking ahead, because if you're looking to the side and looking at your opponent and everything, your competition, you're going to start slowing down. And you're going to start making mistakes, you know? So, past that, Then I'd say the pandemic hit. You know, a lot of us are pandemic babies. You know, I'm a proud pandemic baby. What does that mean? During the pandemic, I was working at a sushi restaurant. When I was working at a sushi restaurant, the restaurant was really closed. We was making a lot of money, just know that. But we were forced to work with Uber Eats and deliver on our own behalf. So me being from Miami, yeah guys, I'm from Miami, I'm from the 305. That's a whole story in itself, you feel me? But me being from the 305 Miami, dude, those deliveries was off the chain. I was like, then where I was working at, it was a lot of big houses, all these big yachts, mega mansions, you know, you name it. And I was just inspired. It was one particular delivery. I went to deliver, you know, some basic shit, you know. And I understood. I'm like, yo, why these rich people? They could have just called the chefs up, you know, and have them deliver the food themselves, or have somebody pick up the food or anything. No, they wanted somebody to come and deliver it to them. So over there, you know what I'm saying, Collins Avenue. If you're from Miami or want to go to Miami, Collins Avenue is like one of the, you know, richest parts of Miami. You know, I'm from the slums, so that's how every story starts. Everybody starts. You know, that's how every story starts out. Someone from the slums. I never been to Collins Avenue, so it's my first time. The last time I went was when I went to, you know, some type of event, and I didn't really get the full grasp of that area. So I go in there and I'm just seeing these big ass buildings, Rolls Royces, you know, all these jewelry stores, you know, these big banks, you know, all these wealthy people, and I'm just trying to understand, how do they do it? What do I have to do just to get generational wealth? That's the biggest goal I wanted to do. You know, I don't want to be nobody else. You know, I just wanted to be, you know, a guy that figured out how to plan, because that's what we need all at the end of the day. A plan, stick with it, and keep moving forward, you know? Then not be stingy with the game. Because notice nowadays we got all these gurus, they're using the game against you guys, man, and it's not fair. You feel me? We gotta get to a point where, yeah, you have to pay for the sauce, but at the end of the day, the sauce that you give can't be with no fluff, you know? So fast forward past that, I end up going, I went to the big, it's like this big hotel resort type deal. I don't know what it was. I think it may be condos. I don't know what it was at the time, but now I know it's a big company that runs a hotel, condos, and a resort all at once, you know? So I go up there, and then when I went up there and everything, I was just completely shocked of what I saw. Millionaires left and right, and I was just sitting there chopping it up with them, and all of them were telling me the same thing: credit. And once you go from credit, once you go from credit, go to business credit, you know? And I'm like, damn. Now I know what you're thinking. Damn, this nigga is a credit guru and all that. That's not what I'm here for, you know? I just got this figured out, and I'm starting moving in a path where I gotta document it to show everybody, like, yo, this is possible, bro. I'm living proof. All this right here, I hope you guys can see it. All this right here is just straight credit cards. Because over the time I've figured out that debit cards are what the most worst financial tool you can give an average consumer. One, debit card, they got tracking devices. They don't know that, you guys don't know that nowadays with your debit card, they're tracking your every move. Then it's like you're using your own money instead of using the bank's money. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, okay, where do I start, OJ? I'm gonna have a whole separate video for that. We're gonna get from there, you know? I'm gonna show you where I started, instead of just throwing you guys information and then actually got it all figured out. We don't, you know? We're gonna go step by step, video by video, episode to episode. So you can say this podcast is more like a vlog too, you know? More of a story time as well. putting it all together. This is for everybody who wants to move on in the next level. You hear me? Now, I'm not bashing a regular 9 to 5. There's people who still work a 9 to 5 who got millions of billions in their account. You know, I've met some of them, you know? I'm not bashing you if you're a 9 to 5er or you working at a college level. The thing I want you to understand is start building the most basic needs. From working on your personal credit, then moving to business credit, then getting your trust together, then getting you some life insurance. Because young people don't know nowadays, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm talking to all the people that's my age, you know, 22 and below. Not 22 and below, I'd say 18 and up don't understand that the earlier you start to pay life insurance and everything, bro, it's gonna be much cheaper. And then there's more money inside your pocket. Waiting for 30, if you wait 30 years old, you know what I'm saying, when you're 30 years old, 45, everything will be so expensive. Then the process will take so longer for you to borrow against it. Okay, you're talking about borrow against it. That sounds like being a bank. Yes, private banking. You know, we're gonna talk more about that. You know, this is just an intro to where I'm at right now. You feel me? Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask that question. Where I'm at right now, OJ? Where are you at right now, OJ? You know, where I'm at right now is, yes, I got a high credit score. Yes, I'm working on my business credit. And then we're about to go with funding. And then even when we're going through funding, I may even show you that process as well with my mentor, my father. He don't know that he's going to be in this podcast, but he's going to be in this podcast. I guarantee it. But we're going to go step by step with every other way, you know? We're going to show you what you got to do. We're going to show you that some credit cards are bad than others, you know? There's from tier 1 credit cards, and there's your tier 4 credit cards, you know? We're going to explain more to that, you know? After we work on credit, we work on the trust, and we work on the business trust, the life insurances, and then we're going to talk about assets. I'm not saying that I'm a full-on expert on it. But yes, I'm gonna bring more, I'd say more skilled individuals to come on this platform to explain to you how this all works, you know? Even when you don't understand it, I want you to do your own research. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I want you to do. As a credit guy myself who is intrigued by credit, I want you to do your own research after this video. Tap in to learn credit for sure. So now when you run into these individuals who say, oh, I'm a credit god, I'm a credit guru and all that shit, I want you to really understand what's at play here, you know? That's why I go around saying I'm a student of credit. Because if you're the student of the game, you're gonna always get ahead of somebody that claims that they know it all, you know? And even in the Bible it says it. A person that swear they know everything, bruh, is one that's always behind. That's a fact. You know? So we're coming from the pandemic where I'm coming from the pandemic, and then from there I just got tired of the 9 to 5, because once everything shut down, I was like, damn, when my next check's gonna come in, you know? What I was doing is, at the time, I was not in debt. I don't owe no school nothing. I didn't attend college because something told me not to. You know, I'm not saying no. It just didn't make sense at the time to go to a college, and then the pandemic slammed in right after. Something was just too fishy. So from there, I was using my credit cards to pay each other. That process is manufactured spending. I'm also bring another expert on that field as well. I was literally using one credit card to pay the rest, and then don't spend too much, only spend things that are important. No, I'd say at the time people were going crazy for toilet paper, but I was trying to find high income skills that I could learn in order to start making some money up there. Because that's what matter of fact, isn't that what you're here for in this podcast? Damn, OJ, how to make some bread? You know, a lot of us in Miami said that, yo, Zoe, teach me how to make some bread. where I got you. You feel me? This is the platform here for you, your brother, your sisters. Tap in with me, and we're gonna go further from there. You know, I'm gonna take you to all the way to going to the banks first instead of going to the dealership, because you don't know that. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna say everybody knows that, because I don't know what you know. You'll go to the dealership and try to get a car, and they run your credit so much, and you don't understand why. You gotta understand, a dealership is not a bank. You know, they don't issue out loans. The reason why they pull credit so many times just to approve you for a car is because they're trying to find a loan for you through other banks. So cut the middleman completely by going to a bank, bro. Go to your bank that you grew up with ever since your mom put you on that checking account. You know, go in there and be like, okay, I want an auto loan. I recommend Navy Federal and all other credit unions. You know, we're gonna get more into that. But I reckon you go to your bank first, get an auto loan from them. So now when you go to these dealerships, they're not throwing all these offers on you, and you can really negotiate. You really know you come into the dealership with a car that you want at a fixed price and everything. They're not gonna throw you all these crazy mumbo jumbo just to pay for having you pay extra fee, but pulling your credit around 10 to 20 times when you could have went to the bank and then they would put credit only once, you know? But that's too much sauce for one video. One thing I want people to understand is, bro, after I came from the pandemic, it really switched my life, and my whole outlook of everything completely changed. So now I'm in a position to go around helping my people and people that's coming from the same slums as I am. You know? I'm not saying like I got like I said, I'm not gonna say I got everything set up. You feel me? But this is a process. You feel me? And this has gotta be the first video. One thing I want you to do is make sure you tap in and learn and actually write down notes, bro. Matter of fact, I want all the haters too, because I know that's gonna come with it. They don't want us to win. They don't want us to see us succeed. They want us for us to lose. You feel me? I want all the haters to literally write down all the notes and do your research yourself. If I'm wrong, I will go in the video and literally say, damn, I fucked up. You feel me? That's how real I am. I want you to overstand the game right now, you know? Plus, this is a disclaimer. Each video you will see me wear a do-rag. But OJ, why you want to wear a do-rag so much? You feel me? Matter of fact, that's signature OJ look. You know, you might see me with the hat right now, you know, Gordon Boys, you feel me, big drippy. But my go-to drip is the do-rag. Why? The reason why a lot of people ask me, why do I wear a do-rag even when I go to sleep? Sure, I be trying to wear, you know, at the time when I was working, I be wanting to wear a do-rag when I'm in there, you feel me? I'm not saying I'm hiding anything, you know, yeah, I got a big forehead, but behind the do-rag is an idea, you feel me? And ideas are bulletproof. That's the whole meaning of this whole podcast, bro. Because as you grow and you get information, it makes you bulletproof. Not by, okay, so now I'll go in the crowd and people who got Glocks and AKs are gonna shoot me. That shit gonna ricochet off me. Nah, it's not that, bro. It's that once you get information, you know you move different, you talk different. The people around your circle start to fall out one by one. What did Rob Way say? You feel me? As we climb in this slope of success, you feel me? In this mountain of success, a lot of people that's unwanted start falling off, start dissipating one by one. Hey, before we end off, I want you to like, subscribe, and tap in with me, man. Do your own research. That's the best thing that can help us, because that's how we can grow on this channel. That's how we can grow on this podcast. You know, I like people to get on my ass about certain shit. For example, hey, OJ, bro, you was talking about the Turo play. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say play. That's so outdated, you know, and false. I want you to talk about more about Turo, bro. You know, how can I get started? You know, you probably just gave some information and you didn't continue with. I like people like that. Or OJ, I want to know the information how to drop my utilization. You gave a little bit of sauce about that, but you didn't go full on. You didn't tap in crazy about it, you know? And I like to hear that, you know? And even in the comments, let me know. You gonna shoot something. You go. Damn it. What more can I say? But tap in with me, man. And don't forget about, bro, you feel me? Get used to this face, because I ain't going nowhere. Stay dangerous. These ideas are way too bulletproof for you to miss out.
Sheesh. Ay, these Chanel's on my feet. Ay, right, left, through the street.